How was that eclipse yesterday? I know a lot of the centers that we work with, it was dead in their center. In fact, a lot of them were outside watching the eclipse. But for those centers that wanted to keep the revenue numbers up, they immediately knew that people were going to be staring at their phones, so they did blast text messages while people were out looking at their phone, taking pictures with all their friends, just about the time the eclipse was wrapping up in their market. So that was a very smart idea. Good job to the centers that did that. Now, speaking of marketing, I have been training franchisees in the weight loss space since 1989. I have trained thousands of sales counselors, thousands of assistant managers, area managers, franchisees, corporate executives, and one of the topics would always come up. What is the number one reason why a weight loss operation would fail or one succeeded over another? And my answer used to be not paying their taxes. That used to be the number one reason why a center got themselves in trouble. They were making so much money that they forgot to pay their taxes, or they spent the money thinking more money would come later on, and they didn't pay their quarterly taxes. Well, I have a whole new answer to that question now. Why do some weight loss centers have trouble when others don't? And one of the things that separates centers, top producing centers, from centers that don't produce as much is an understanding of their consumer. And let me put it another way. The centers that tend to do better understand they are not marketing to their own consumer behaviors. The centers that don't seem to do as well are trapped in thinking every consumer must think like they do. You absolutely need and must and have to abandon that theory. You are not selling to yourself. Even if you are a former patient, client, member, and you loved it so much you went and bought a franchise, or you now work in a weight loss facility, just because you responded to a message, just because you responded and had the success that you did and came in and maybe heard about the program and enrolled right away, right after the first time you heard about it, does not mean everyone else is going to behave the same way. So I'm going to give you something to remember that makes all the difference. And since it's football season, we're going to use a football term. 1st and 12. You need to constantly remind yourself of being 1st and 12. Now, what do I mean by that? You need to be the first person, the first business, the first practice, the first clinic, the first weight loss franchise that a consumer thinks about. So they reach out to you first. So that's the first part. Now, how do you do that? You make sure you're everywhere, and that's part of the advertising, the marketing, the internal, the external activities that you do in your center. We can guide you on that. The second part of this is the 12. Now, normally in football vernacular, it means it's first down, and I've got 12 to go till my next first down. But we're doing 1st and 12. Maybe a penalty occurred, and it's first down, and I still have 12 yards to go till my first down. But to my next first down. But in this case, 1st and 12 means if I'm the first one they respond to, I have to understand I may have to reach out to them as many as 12 more times before they'll ever come in and I have an opportunity to sell them. 1st and 12. Be the first one they respond to, and understand you may have to reach out to them at least 12 times. It's probably more like 1st and 18, but let's just keep this simple. 1st and 12. Be the first and be prepared to reach out to them 12 times. Now, it's not real hard to be first. You just make as much noise as you possibly can. You get out there and market your message as much as you can. You use social media platforms. You use all the marketing, internal and external marketing activities we give you. And that's before you've bought a single television spot, radio spot, pay-per-click program, anything like that. There's a lot of groundwork to be done. The 12 part is where it gets a little hinky. How frequently? What do you say? How do you reach out? Do you email them? Do you text them? Do you call them? That's where we come in. We're IntelliFRAN. We provide operations support to physicians' practices, chiropractic clinics, and weight loss franchises that deal exclusively in the weight loss space. We've been doing this since 1989. We're the only company in the entire country that does what we do. We work with over 125 locations, close to 130 locations currently, in nearly 30 brands across the United United States, Canada, and now in India. And we provide every conceivable level of support you can think of. We've worked with as many as 600 locations. We've been through good times, bad times, expansions, contractions, recessions, explosions in the market, you name it, floods, hurricanes, blizzards, anything your center could conceivably run into. We've been through it, and now, as I said last week, we can say we've been through an eclipse, a full eclipse. So we have strategies that can help you jumpstart your revenue, get you out of a slump, or build from whatever position of strength you're already on. If you'd like more information about how you may be a good match to be a client of IntelliFRAN, click us or call us. We'll have a 15, 20-minute chat with you, and we'll be straightforward and tell you whether we can help you or not. Have a great day.
Let's go.